Welcome one and all to the 2023 AUDL season here in New York, New Rochelle to be specific. It's a rainy one out here as the undefeated from a season ago and championship winners, the New York Empire, hosting the Philadelphia Phoenix. Unable to come down with it and not getting the call either was Eric Whitmer, Messiah product. Weinberg getting a block in this point as well as the turnover. Chartok, high stall count. Over to Williams. Williams again, as he was last year in Philadelphia, guarded by Paul Owens as the Empire O-line. It took him 3 tries, but third time to charm, Trisha. It's Jack Tosgar. I don't like to say D1 or D2, but for all intents and purposes, this is kind of the D2, if you will. But a little surprising, too, because as that is a throwaway by Matt Cat Stevens, I believe. It's going to instead be just an O-line hold. CJ Colicchio, another new recruit for Philadelphia, coming over from Pittsburgh, gets his first point. A little bit of celebration for the crowd here in New Rochelle.
Love the celebrations. And Colicchio with the bookends there.
As Brandon Pastor able to keep possession for Philadelphia. And Katz, he's had some pretty successful and important poaches in his career. That one, I think, on the simpler side for Ben Katz, former All-Star, back in the first All-Star game. Crossfield break from Marquez over to Randolph, and Randolph with that high release backhand over to Antoine Davis, and right out of the timeout. And that's unfortunate for Philadelphia. When you take your timeout, you set a play, you take a breath, and then that first throw just lets you down, slips out of your hand, and the lefty. Of course, on sideline today, it's not just you and I. Sideline, speaking of lefties, we do have Matt Pippin Aletta on sidelines. We'll have some of that hard-hitting analysis from these coaches at halftime. Instead, it's Elliot Chartok, not a lefty, a righty. But it is with Yacht pulling, you see it's the end of the quarter. You can tell that because Babbitt and Yacht are standing right next to each other, anticipating what should be a big huck. And it'll be Ryan, and that is Katz who picked that one off. Is going to throw it up. It's a 3-on-1, and coming down with it is the one. Who else? Regular season Jack.
Yep.
We could say it. Playoff Jack makes it 8-1 after one quarter here in New Rochelle.
What an astounding grab from Jack Williams. Not surprising, just astounding that going up against 3 of the
here. After Babbitt had nicely nestled himself on the O-line after 3 games. Pollard lays it out, finding plenty of space for Sean Mott. And I said he'd been quiet so far, but that might be something to help kickstart this Firebird, or this Hotbirds offense, I should say, for the Phoenix.
Yeah, they have the Hustle, Salt Lake, and Colorado.
And the Colorado Salt Lake trip at almost the end of the season. As Osgar lays out, able to keep it in the breadbasket. He's happy about that one. It's to start the second quarter, so making a few adjustments. Ryan, crossfield, over to Rodriguez. Trying to push downfield. Colicchio asking for it, and laying out for it was Mike Drost, joining us here on AUDL.tv, Dayton and Tricia Smith. What has again been all Empire in this first half. 10-2 they lead. Pollard lets it fly again. Mott has the beat on it, and Mott with the left hand. One throw away, and lays it out. Securing it for the goal was Greg Martin, who has been uncharacteristically, it must be said, pretty quiet so far is Martin. Last year had 5 goals against New York, set an all-time career record. Philadelphia is near their own end zone, as opposed to up near theirs, and they almost give it right back, I should say. Matt Hanna, he had better position, and Pollard throws it up. Pollard deep, and on the second attempt, a 3rd straight break. That is Max Trephilis, the UMBC product, had 12 goals last year. And sometimes that can be the difficult thing when you're in zone, to then give your person a bit too much space once you've gone to that person-to-person defense. Oscar maybe got away with a little bit of a push-off. Some extracurricular on Eric Whitmer. The break, Babbitt, a foot away. Now Osgar, right on the doorstep. Jack still Get it back to Osgar. Still not in. Royce Bailey, a good cut. Believe it or not, still not in. Now, finally in. Benyat finds himself in the end zone, blows a kiss. Still top 5 on the all-time goals list. Going up. And Mike Dross, he didn't get credit for the one in the first half, but I'm certainly going to give him credit for that one. The all-time leader in the AUDL in blocks. Making one playoff appearance. Ryan looking to get it off that corner flag. Again, here's Matt Cass-Stevens settling it into a D-roll line as Yacht's going to get the assist. And is it technically bookends if you turn it over in the middle of all that? But here's Philadelphia moving the disc up rather well. Trissolini, young player, but showing that he can throw with both hands. Back to Trissolini in the middle and laying it out. Running it down, looking to stay in bounds is Chun Moy, and he does with a little in for Mott. You can tell Philadelphia, one of the changes they've had in the second half is bringing a lot more players closer to the disc. Full body layout. That would have been something special. Yeah, that disc was up in the air more than 5 seconds, more than what had been an all-star stall. Yeah. And Solomon Royce-Bailey is going to get it right back. Played D-line again for Brown, winning a national championship. Also started his AUDL career with the Empire, playing on that D-line before moving over last season. This is now his 3rd year. Charles Weinberg, we'll call it a half lay out, able to keep it in. Now 1 step away. And Oscar, he had to, again, for his former Grey Duck teammate.
Takes the cake over that one.
That's certainly one of those where I'm happy we scored, but you look at your teammate out there and say, did we have to? Why?
Could you have just made that a little easier for me? Oh, nice block coming in, Jeff Holm.
And that was why Jeff Holm was added to this team. Just again, a big body, a big presence. Oscar Kohut looking for assist number 2, but James Pollard says no to that one in the end zone. Clock again did not stop, so Trissolini looking at it. And I don't think Pastore is going to have time to get it off. And I think they said that time had already expired, so Mike Dross will not get a block for that one likely. We'll have to check with the stats tomorrow, and we'll let you know next week on Friday against Toronto. But you have to argue, I think he did all he had to do, that being number 11, Jack Williams.